Use the URT. You are the URT. Pick up the URT. Smash a like for the URT. That's me having your URT. That's me having you early birders about big up Jamie. Jamie Wayne says, players have turned on our legends. These players are pissing me off. Hey, listen. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. Big up to everybody. Big up to the early birders. Like I said, smash the likes, people. Smash the likes early. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're having it. But yeah, Manchester United are what Manchester United are. Manchester United are a football club in disarray. Is there in disarray? We're in disarray, people. But we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Jason Wilcox. Trust the process. Trust the process. You got to be trusting those processes, people. Trust the process. Who else have we got? We got Amorim'S laughable presser. And then obviously we're going to be previewing the game. Wolves versus Manchester United. Wolves are winless in 12. But tomorrow night, Manchester United are going to be giving it early. Are you Manchester United going to be giving it early Christmas present? Or are we going to get out there with 3-0, 3 points and the most comfortable win of the season? Let me know, people. Let me know. But big up to everybody. Big up to you. Big up United fan. Ineos Glazers out always, people. But it's interesting, isn't it? Everybody's now on this Ineos questioning Ineos. This community's been questioning Ineos from day dot. That's why we got the banner there. Ratcliffe out, man. Ratcliffe out. Glazers out. Ratcliffe out, people. But before we do that, let me just give you a bit of an intro, people. See me on the other side. Let's be having you. Let's be having you. Wilcox, trust the process. Wilcox says, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. We're trusting the process. We're trusting the process. Have you seen that Rashford's now a Manchester United legend on the Manchester United app? Well, different ways, innit? Different ways. They want a bit more money for him, pal. Don't worry, they want more money for him. But yeah, people, hopefully some of the boys are going to jump on. We'll see. If not, we can just do it by ourselves. We could do it by ourselves. Just by ourselves. But big up to you lot. It's absolutely a washout day today in Manchester. Yesterday was a washout. This weekend was a complete washout. Did it piss down a lot on Friday? But anyway, Saturday, Sunday, blood murder, she wrote, was a washout, man. But then, you know, on the other hand, are we blessed? Manchester as a city, are we blessed? Are we blessed in the sense that there are people, different parts of the world that don't have rain? And unfortunately, they can't grow food if you don't have rain. And yeah, should we look at it other than complaining about it? Should we look at it and think we're blessed? We're always going to have fresh water from the sky, and we're all, you know, we can grow some food. Yeah, I'm going to look at it that way. But in terms of getting about, bloody hell, town is rammed, Christmas shopping, Christmas market in every corner. I don't know if you've been out into town, Jamie Wayne, but bloody hell, every corner of Manchester is a Christmas market thing going on. Yeah, Christmas market thing going on every corner in Manny. Every corner. Every corner. So yeah, wet weekend, but we're good. It's winter in the UK, and we're having it. Big up to all those people who are different parts of the world. Big up to the URT. I'm a big up to my brother here. Man like Imran. Big up Imran. How you doing, Imran? I hope you well. Big up to Solito. Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. Big up me, Dad are in Gran Canaria. Wow, have an amazing time, so. Amazing time. Having an amazing time. Are you coming back soon? I hope you're coming back soon. Big up to you. Sending love to you. Hopefully you'll be back soon. Big up to every one of you. And yeah, let's talk about it. So, Amorim'S presser. Let me find it. Let me find it. As I find it, Amorim'S presser quotes. Amorim'S presser quotes. Presser quotes. Presser quotes are here. So I want to get into that. Get into that. But anyway, how are we feeling, Reds? Are we ready? Are we ready? Ready, steady, go. Are we ready, steady, go? Are we ready, steady, go? Are we good? So basically, some of the quotes from the Amorim is the fact that here we go. Yeah. Let me go to this. 5th of December. There we go. 5th of December. Here we go. Let's start with now. So Amorim is saying this. Amorim is saying this. Bit of quotes. Let me give you these quotes, people. Let's be having you. Share the screen. And it's Amorim here. The man himself. He says, Amorim asks, Amorim, you always ask me the same thing. I understand what you're saying. You love Kobe. He starts for England, but that doesn't mean I need to put Kobe when I feel I shouldn't put Kobe. So he's taking the, taking the war to the thing. To be fair, they are asking him about Kobe, but I've already advised Kobe. Kobe's don't listen to me, but it is what it is. Amorim here, you love Kobe, England still decision. You love Kobe. He starts for England, but it's still my decision when he plays. Amorim, I just want to win. I don't look at who. I don't care about that. I don't care who is playing, basically. I just try to put the best players on the pitch. Amorim or Manu not getting minutes. You've got Ogata, who played 2 games. One of them, Casemiro, was out. Bruno was always fit. He's the guy that is doing his position. So maybe it has to do with that. Amorim, I'll wait till to decide Manu's future whether to keep him. Man UFC. So this is not Amorim, but this is the Manchester United will wait till after AFCON to decide whether Kobe Manu's future, whether they'll keep him for the second half of the season or let him leave to get regular minutes. So it could be permanent or on loan. Amorim on Show Lacey, he says, Shane Lacey asking me why I don't put Shane Lacey when he play Lacey to play when I have other guys that are internationals are also there in the bench. So I just try to put the best guys, then prepared guys for the moment of the club and try to win a game. That's all. So yeah, he's just waffling, you know how it is. Waffling. Official Manchester United have completed signing of a 16-year-old goalkeeper. So from Derby County. We're doing it, people. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is the bit where he laughs. Would you like to be more offensive to bring on who? Kobe Mainu laughs. So he laughs at the idea that Kobe Mainu is somebody that to bring on to maybe get a goal for the team. Kobe don't like the post of IG about Amorim laughing in response to his question about injury in the press conference. So yeah, this is where we're at, people. This is why we're in shambles. Shambles FC. Here we go. So let me just remove that. Bumbaye, how's it going? How is it going, Bumbaye? How is it going? Listen, Dave, you want to come on? Listen, can I, Tati, can I send you the link if you want to come and tell us about Wolves? Let me know. Bumbaye, how are you, pal? How are you? Talk to me, Bumbaye. Talk to me.
Evening, everybody in the chat. Big up the mods. Big up yourself. Yeah, I'm fine, man. I can't complain. All
It's
good.
a proper wet. Obviously, I'm not a driver. I'm a cyclist. You are always about in your motor, but it was a really wet weekend this weekend.
Yep.
How was your weekend?
Okay. Yeah. I worked yesterday. Off today. And just chilling.
Got you working on a
Big up
Saturday?
Jamie Wayne. Yeah. Worked yesterday, man. It was all right though. Didn't miss much.
Does that mean that you had a day off in the week?
Yeah, so I'm going to take tomorrow. I'm off.
Okay, Monday off, so to work a Saturday.
Yeah, and Christmas is coming now. We have a nice, long, extended break booked.
There you go. We're having it.
out.
Mumbai is having it. He's having it.
Yeah,
Mumbai is having it.
We're blessed. We're blessed. We're lucky to have what we have. So, Kobe Minu is making a lot of waves. Thing was speaking to this actually with Kazim. And I was watching some highlights, and I thought in my mind, you know, it upsets me that a lot of our homegrown talent, we're just not making the most of it, and it's leaving us. So don't laugh, but Scott McTominay to me is that what he's gone on to do. Mason Greenwood still hurts a lot. Who else we've had? That guy that's at Real Madrid, the left back. I don't know. You guys might be able to think of some other youth players that maybe have gone prematurely. And now Kobe Mainu is on the chopping block. So I don't know, man. Is it worth sticking with? What's going to happen first? Amorim, do we believe is going to make us good? Is going to get us on the right trajectory? Or are we going to lose Kobe before that happens? I would love Antonio Conte to get hold of Kobe for the rest of the season because every single midfielder is out at Napoli. He's without De Bruyne. He's without Gilmore. I think Lobotka's out. Ngisa's out for 3 months. He's so important for them. He needs a midfielder. Why not? Cobb, if you're not going to get any game time here, then go to Napoli, man, and make your case there. You know, look at what Conte's done with some of the players he's brought in. McTominay, go there. Honestly, Italian league, try a new life over there. You're going to play a lot. They've got midfielders out for months. They're desperate for him. January's coming. I would love to see him go there. And just, you know what? Make his case there, man. They're in the Champions League. They're fighting for the league. Why not? Regular game time. Learn to deal with the pressure of being the guy. It's on you today. Because Kobe's rise is meteoric, man. If you think about Kobe came into the frame. Somebody like me has never heard of him. You would have known about him. I know you're involved. You're invested in the youth. You tell me a lot about players coming up. But Kobe came out and he became a solution under Ten Hag. And he's played well, even in big games, in big moments. And he was good. And he was so good that they started to double up on him and they started to make him a focal point. And he did have his struggles. But he burst onto the scene, man, and he made it in the England squad, and he was brilliant at that tournament. I thought he really shone for England. And then when Ruben Amorim came in, the two people I know that said Kobe's in big danger was me and Kaz. I thought, oh, I don't think he's going to play in the system. When I got my head around the system, I thought he'll be a casualty of war here. Now, do you get rid of Kobe Mainu because of Ruben Amorim, or do you get rid of Ruben Amorim? Not so much for Kobe, but do you get rid of Rubes if it continues like this? And maybe somebody comes in and Kobe finds himself more useful to that manager. It's difficult, but I was just saying before you left, it's upsetting me and I'm frustrated We have producing some good players, but we're not getting the longevity out of them. We're not seeing them grow into their bodies. How far can they go? So Garnacho's gone, Greenwood's gone, McTominay's gone. This guy's gonna go maybe, and it is frustrating because they're good players. Garnacho's not a shit player. You might not like his attitude, but he could go on to be a good player. He's done all right at Chelsea. So I don't know where we are with it. Unfortunately, one game a week, bro, is just not good to getting people minutes. Um, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you put lots of possibilities into the ground. This is how much I despise. It's one of the slowest leagues in world football.
Italy.
Kobe to the championship, top of the champ, because Italy is football. It's laughable, and I need him to be challenged. Now, apparently, I heard that Bayern Munich were watching him. I always said I think Bayern Munich is a good club because I think Bayern Munich will look after him. I think he can develop better there. I mean, Company knows obviously Premier League, still watches Premier League. You know what I mean? He knows what it's about. Company is a young. I do think you can get the best out of him, and I also think they've got a couple of aging midfield players in at Bayern, and Bayern are always competing for the league. They're always up there in the table, and that's what's going on. So, yeah, big
You
up
want
the chat
him.
always. People,
You want
please,
him to
let's
play.
get to
You
50
want
likes.
him to get minutes.
No, I want him to be developed. So I want Kobe to go for permanent to Bayern Munich. None of this loan business. I'm not asked about it. And last December, almost a year ago, I was away on a work trip.
Your internet is
let
moving.
Let me finish,
like
and then
Man
you can
United. I thought it was me, but people in the chat are saying
maybe. But let me just say it again. Oh gosh, I don't know what's going on, Bombay. Can people hear me all right now? I don't know what's going on. I can't. But basically, last December, I made a video saying to Kobe Mainoo he needs to leave for the betterment of his development. He needs to leave Manchester United.
I don't want him to leave, man. I want him to go on loan.
So no, he needs to. No, he needs to. It's not about. I mean, Scholesy put it out the other night. You see, I made a video. I don't know if you watched it, but Scholesy came out the other night and said, "This is BS. I'm gutted that I can't believe how the academy players getting treated." Kobe Mainoo is a controller of a football. He's and a team that he can't control the tempo of a game wants to get rid of him. But I said it. Listen, I said it a year ago. There's a video on this channel where we work, and I was in this snow place. I was in Canada. No, I wasn't. I was somewhere in the UK where it was heavy. Basically said Kobe Mainoo needs to leave Manchester United. But anyway, we don't want to get mired in this Kobe Mainoo talk. Manchester United are going to do what Manchester United are going to do. Kobe Mainoo needs to do what leave. He on the last day of the transfer window. I really hope that him and his representative have already set a move up, whether it's a loan or permanent. But I want it to be permanent, and I would like him to go to Bayern Munich because there you can be developed. That's my 2 pence on that. If you want to come back on, big up people. I can't do anything about the internet, people. I can't really do anything about the internet. Yeah, Nura internets are gone as shit as mine. Yeah, well, this is what we're at. Yeah, Jamie says, yeah, I did say that. Bombay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, bro. One of the problems we've got, how I see it is this: Casemiro has to play. If we could play every game, 90 minutes, he has to play. We can never put Kobe Mainoo instead of. We can never deploy two-man midfield like we are now without Kobe Mainoo or Ogata. It just can't happen. Can't put two midfielders without one of them being in. Kobe, to me, he's got certain qualities in the way that he plays the game that make him unique. And then you have other players that are in and around where he's trying to be that have different set of qualities. Some press better than Kobe Mainu. Some he's technical, he looks after the ball. But Kobe Mainu controlling a game at this point, he's not got the experience for me. He I know what Scholes thinks he is, and I think he might become that. He's not that now. He's not that now. He needs more experience and a lot more game time to develop to be able to control games. I don't see him as that yet. He could be. I'd say he could be, but to say he is, no, not at this point. But my issue is he has a set of qualities that make him unique, but we have a lot of different types of players in the midfield. That's one of the good things about us, but we just can't seem to find a good combination. But he's not really going to get. He's not going to play ahead of Bruno. I was thinking, could we get him in as a 10 with Bruno behind him and maybe Xerxes? But then we have to take out Mbuemo. It's difficult to get him in. I do understand that, but I don't want to lose him. I want to see more of him for 30 minutes here. You know, look, Xerxes came in, bro, and immediately we went from saying Xerxes going, he's not doing well, his form is shit, to saying, well, hang on a minute, he's playing well. And he's done that in one opportunity that led to a second game, and then we were saying, no, he has to start a third game. Cobb's got to come in, stamp it, whether you get half an hour, 45 minutes, whether you're starting or you're coming on, make an impression at least. I'm not saying get man of the match, but make a case. Then voice gets louder, get another game. I never believe that, and in my experience in my football, you're not going to get 3, 4, 5 games where the manager said, no matter how good your competitor's playing, no matter how shit you're playing, you are guaranteed the next 300 minutes. That's not how football works. Unless you are majorly established, you have to just be ready and shine when you're given your little cameo to stake a claim. And that's what Xerxes done here. And this team, nothing's nailed on really. Nothing's nailed on really. Now I'm debating: do I start Cunha or Xerxes? Yeah. It's a genuine debate. So I just want to see him get a few more minutes. But because you've got nothing apart from a game a week, that was always going to be a problem for us this year. So it is difficult. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the manager doesn't fancy him, so he's written on the wall. Pick up Luani. How you doing, Luani? You good, bro? And have you fixed Is the truck back? Is the truck back? Is it back on the road?
Yeah, sir.
Hey! Truck is been running Sunday. Although today I have other errands to run today. Good. How are you guys doing?
You giving your truck a name?
Not yet. I'll come up with something. Hopefully. Depending on who breaks down first.
Obviously, in your you live with a Chelsea fan and you live with a City fan.
The City fan have me running errand today.
Yeah.
I live all the way in the woods.
Pick up to your wife.
Yeah, I live all the way in the woods. So today I've been tasked of almost mission impossible. I have to go get some goat meat, some plantain, and some fish, macron fish. But the issue is the African market is like an hour drive away. So I have to drive an hour back and forth. Yeah, I just came back.
What are you making, man? A goosey?
No, not a goosey. I'm just frying the I just fried the plantain, fried the fish, and just put some lemon on top. To be fair, she's not feeling well today, so that's why she requested. She didn't want anything with seasoning or salt, so I just keep it simple and have her have it. Hopefully, she feels better by tomorrow. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't want to have her home and be on the road and not feeling good. So, big up, guys.
Yeah.
So
Yo,
I heard
Jamie,
we're talking about
Jamie
Kobe
Wayne
Mino,
is
huh?
saying.
Yo,
Jamie
yo,
Wayne's going.
yo.
Is there City fans in America? How? Where? What? What's going on, man?
Big up to Savvy.
Oh dear.
Big up to Savvy. Yo, can we, when we're on America, can we just say my solidarity to Minnesota, in the Twin Cities, Minnesota, Minneapolis? Can I just say solidarity and love to them? And fuck Donald Trump while we're there.
Love to them. Yeah.
Views only. These are not the views of Luwani. Luwani, that's not his views. Anyway, can we carry on? You don't want to make Luwani nervous. Bumbaye, yeah, let's talk about it. How are you feeling about tomorrow? How are you feeling tomorrow? Shall I give you some stats?
No, bro.
Sure.
It's just depressing, man. Don't depress us more with these stats. They've not won us in 500
Wolverhampton
years.
have not won any games this season, and then they've not scored a goal in 5 games.
There you go. You see, all you're doing is putting more pressure on players that have already folded. Stop.
No. The good thing is that they cannot hear Nuruddin. They cannot hear everything he's saying, and I'm pretty sure they're not looking at
You
those
don't know
stats
that.
right
Some
now.
of them might be fan of the therapy army.
All right,
You
listen.
don't know that. There might be
If-
some of them who's a fan of the channel.
All right, listen, boys. Seriously, yeah. If tomorrow we get beat and play shit, what does that mean? I'm serious. What does that mean? Is it a deal breaker? What happens? This is bottom of the league. 2 points this season so far. We cocked up West Ham. What does that mean if you lose tomorrow and play shit? It's possible, very possible.
Nothing. It doesn't mean
Nothing.
anything because in the grand scheme of things, what some people like me want to see this year is just a natural evolution in Amorim'S project. So tomorrow's result is not going to make a difference. My sight is already set at the end of the year. As long as we don't get relegated, a decision will be made. As far as I'm concerned, we're not going to make top 6. So the season is already a washout. It's already a failure. Look at the Premier League. The way it is today is wide open for any team that deem themselves opportunistic enough. But it's also clear that we haven't put in the performance that suggests that we will be able to take advantage of this situation. So for me, the season has been over by virtue of the way we're playing. So whether we win tomorrow or we lose is not going to make any difference. I just hope that at the end of the year, the board will be able to make a decision regardless of what directions they want to go. It seems like they have 2 options now, and it can be those 2 options are pretty much cut and dry. There is no gray area. Either they want to go with Amorim, and Kobe Mino is gone, and forget about the youth project. They're gonna have to spend money, or either they just look at Amorim and say sincerely, thank you. We've seen what you've done, but this is not the road we want to go with the club, and they just tell him bye, and they bring in a coach that is set on developing the youth, because Bumaye it's okay not to perform, but at least give us the youth. If we have to scrap this whole thing and say, you know what, forget about it, bring the young guys, give us hope in the future. Let Kobe, the core of Kobe, Euro, Collier, Dogu, no matter how, if we think Dogu is not good enough, that's fine. But let us see the young people and start phasing out the old guard. But that's clearly not what Amorim wants to do. So no, that situation with Kobe, I try to draw similarities between that and what's happening with Mo Salah at Liverpool right now. I know people will be like, what is this guy on about? Kobe is not Mo Salah. But it's almost like you have 2 opposite sides of the spectrum with one thing in common. in both situations, we have a player that is arm resting the manager. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have Mo Salah that have accomplished something for Liverpool. And Arne Slot does not have a pedigree, of course. On the other side, you have Kobe Mino. That's just, he's the hope. He haven't done anything so far for United. But at the same time, Amorim hasn't showed anything neither. So I can try to draw similarities. One thing that I don't like is I don't like managers that think they're bigger than clubs, and at the same time, I don't like players that think that they're bigger than clubs. The difference between Mo Salah and Kobe is Kobe didn't come out and speak. Mo Salah has thrown a grenade into the locker room. So regardless of what you have accomplished in life, you cannot do that. That's the line you can cross for me. If a manager come out and start speaking about his players, that's a red flag. That's what our manager did. If a player come out and start speaking about the club and the managers, that's equivalent to throwing a grenade in the locker room. That is also a red line you can't cross. So that's the similarities I'm looking at in both situations.
Big up. Tomorrow, Bumbaye. What are we thinking tomorrow? Talk to me.
I mean, look, man. Luani is, I think, I agree with him in that I'm resigned to the fact that irrespective of how the season develops, we will still have this manager until the end of the season, at least. Now, as crazy as it is, if we win tomorrow, we go 6th or 5th, depending on how things go. And the league this year is nice because every week, man, people are dropping points. Look at Chelsea, 2 hits in a row, 2 games that they should win. Poor. And West Ham today, they won. But Wolves, guys, it's a pressure game because the whole world is expecting 3 points. Now, Man United can win, can just brush Wolves aside, man. They can sweep them aside. We've seen the good of Man United and we've seen the very bad and the ugly recently. You know, a month ago we were a bit optimistic.
I just want to correct you. West Ham drew 1-1. They didn't win.
Oh, sorry. They drew 1-1. Excuse me. So Wolves, man, you guys just have to go out there, play your stuff and beat them. Anything else, a shit performance that doesn't yield 3 points is going to be met with a big backlash. And, you know, you're just going to lose the fans more and more and more, and the voices will get louder and louder and louder. There's nothing to analyse here. Man United should be going out and slapping Wolves. They got 2 points. I think that's it this season. They're awful. They lost all their best players. They didn't really replace them with anybody. And we've got the full team to choose from, more or less. It's the full set. There's no injuries, really, like, that are going to debilitate. Everyone's back. Leach is back. All right, Delict's out. But, you know, take your pick back there. Do what you want. All the midfielders are there. Okay, Sesko's out. But, you know, more or less, the team is there. So, bro, he's got to start. He's got to get that 3 points on the board, put the West Ham behind him, settle the crowd again, and just move forward from there. What else can we actually do? He's here till the end of the season. Even if Luani's right, if he mashes up tomorrow, what are they going to do? Crisis talks, you've got to go? I don't think so. You know, go out there and play your stuff, man. You owe it to yourselves, if not to the fans, to go out there and perform, because West Ham was shite. And I'm not just talking to the players, I'm talking to Ruben Amorim here. Do whatever you have to do, man. Get those guys ready. Make them understand, you know, the context here. This is a vital, vital 3 points, and the whole world expects it. So deliver.
I mean, it's going to be very interesting. So I'll just give you a little bit about what's going on with Wolves, shall I? Should we just go into a little bit of a What's going on with Wolves? So obviously tomorrow the game is at Molineux Stadium, kicking off at 8:00. The fixture is pivotal for both sides. I can't argue. This is a pivotal. Wolves are obviously Wolves are at the bottom of the table with 2 points from 14 games, seeking their first win this season amid 7-game losing streak in the league, an 8-game skid across all competitions. Manchester United sit in mid-table and are looking to build on a mixed run of runs, including the recent 1-1 draw against West Ham, and an unbeaten streak in their last 4 away games. So 2 wins, 2 draws, aiming to climb towards the European spot in a tightly packed standings. Historically, United hold the edge with 56 wins in 115 meetings, but Wolves have claimed 2-0 victory at Molineux last season, highlighting the potential for upset despite their current form. This is what we're at, people. Tactically, how do they play? Wolves, tactically, the team, obviously, so the guy who's in the thumbnail is Joao Gomez. He's suspended. He's had 5 yellow cards. Marshall Matiti has got calf strain. He's sidelined. So they're missing a lot of midfield power tomorrow. And they're missing Ladislav Kirchi with knee. They got loads of injuries. Far Lopez with the abductor, Hugo Bueno with the back, Rodrigo Gomez with the groin, Leonardo Chuanda with knee, and Daniel Bentley with the ankle ruled out. Matt Doherty could return per round in width, and Stock Lyson is up front and he's not been playing that well. But they play 4-3-4-3 under the new coach, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Their new coach, if I'm not mistaken, I always forgot his name. He's the ex. Their new coach is the ex Luton manager who brought them up to the Premier League. So this is Wolves are expected to deploy 3-4-3, low block, ceding possession. They are like they're a very athletic team. They rank 5th in high sprints for counters. They absorb pressure, hit teams on the transition. Edwards, who's their coach, is focusing on tightening the defense. But the absence in midfield of Gomez and Monaciti is a risk to, So we're playing it. We're definitely not playing against their best midfield. So tomorrow, Bruno and Casemiro can do something because they're playing against their weakened midfield tomorrow. So in the attack, they rely on physicality, long balls. Yeah, just see if they break Manchester United down. They've not been. One thing that he's done recently is that they lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest and they lost 1-0 to Villa. He stopped them conceding. I think they only conceded 3 goals or 4 goals in 3 games. So he's doing it right. Good for them. You know what I mean? The new manager, Edwards. Is it Rob Edwards? I think that's his name. Somebody please remind me what his name is. But his name is Edwards. So that's who he is. This is who it is. He's made them tighter. They lost 1-0 to Villa and 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Sorry, 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. And those games were tight, to be fair. So he is having a bit of a, in terms of, because they were getting licked. Most teams beat them this season. They've got 2 draws. Gomez is suspended, yes. So yeah, it's going to be very Rob Edwards. That's it. Rob Edwards wallows through. I rate Andre more than Gomez. Yeah, Andre, he's a good player. Yeah, I do like Andre. He's a good ball playing. When I watched him, I remember years ago I watched a video of that Andre. He's a Brazilian. He had a broken leg and he thought his career was over, but he's finally come back. He's not come back the same player, but at least he can have a professional career. So tomorrow is going to be an absolute embarrassment of embarrassment if Manchester United don't get the 3 points. I usually say Manchester United are going to get beat, but I think Manchester United need to win 3-0 tomorrow.
No, is it going to be more embarrassing than losing against Greensby or losing against Tottenham?
Yes. We didn't lose. Yes. For me, it's because they've only got 2 draws this season in the league. Grimsby was a cup game. Cup game away, in English football, cup game away to a lower division teams. We've seen no shocks. I've not seen Manchester United being beaten by a bottom table of the team before. I've not. I don't know if it's happened, but I don't remember it happening. Can you? Can any of you remember Manchester United getting beat by the bottom of the league? Team that's only got 2 draws, not had a win. I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never seen that.
But I've seen us lose a game by all in all kind of scenarios. So that couldn't be beyond us. The thing is that Wolves have conceded a lot of goals, but their place in the league can also be attributed to not only to bad luck but also to lack of quality. But eventually, they are due to run out of bad luck and they're due to win a game. They just hope that win will not come against us. But when I look at our spot in the table, if we win tomorrow, we are level on point with Chelsea, if I'm not mistaken. But if you look at everybody that's between us and Chelsea right now, based on the performance that you've seen from us this year, would you say that we are better than them? Would you say that we are better than Newcastle, Tottenham, Liverpool, Sunderland?
Let me just say this.
Brighton?
Big up to 1 second, one. Big up to Tactical Devils for the raid. Appreciate Tactical Devils for the raid. Big up Jamie. No, we drew with them, and then at Old Trafford they didn't beat us. We drew again. They went bottom of the table. They were like 3rd from bottom. They were not bottom of the league. I've not been beaten in my lifetime. Manchester United have not been beaten by the bottom of the league. Were they bottom of the league? Those teams were battling relegation, but were they the bottom team of the league? The bottom. With no wins? No.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
So,
big up Stephanie Griffiths. What if you were the Wolves manager tomorrow and watching Man United?
There's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure on them. And
Yeah.
on Wolves.
What would
All
you?
the pressure's on United. You just tell your
100%.
players. You tell your players. There's zero pressure on you. Everybody's expecting Manchester United to win and Wolves to lose because that's what you've done all this season. So
Exactly.
play with no pressure.
No pressure.
the issue, right, is that I believe right now, as we stand, everything that is above us, we're not better than, based on what I've seen from our performance this season. So over the course of the games that are left in this season, I don't think we finish above all these people. So I'm done with this project. The only thing I'm asking Amorim to do now is that please try not to get us relegated. Because at the end of the year, we're going to have to make a decision to keep you
I
or
want
not.
relegation. I want relegation, baby. Take me to the championship where we can play. Every 3 days, man. Every 3 days you play in the championship, man. Take me to the championship. Championship. Big up to Mr.
And look at it this way, right? We didn't even lose Ahmad and Bomo yet. That is set to happen.
1 second, Luani. If they
Yes.
beat us, then I stand corrected. If Sheffield United were bottom of the table in a lockdown season and they beat us, then I stand corrected. Big up.
So we've also played some of our easiest game. And we all know that going toward the end of the season, come January, for example, after the grueling schedule of December, come January, everybody will be playing for something. Whether they're playing for top 4, whether they're playing to challenge, or whether they're trying to avoid that relegation battle, everybody will be playing for something. So will you get team? Every single game will be a motivated team. If you want to do something in the season, you start early. We haven't shown that. So, yeah, I'm done with this project.
Big up Metsu. He says, good evening, guys. I hope you're having a blessed weekend. Yo, it was a wet weekend in Manchester, but we're blessed. We're blessed by rain. That's why in the beginning of the video, I said, I'm gonna have to look at it and say that different parts of the world there's no rain and people starve to death. So we've got to be happy about that. Big up to Ahmed Titanium. Smash the like, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I've asked a question in please get involved in the poll. I said Wolves have 0 wins and no goals in the last 5 games. Will they get their first win tomorrow? 62% of you have said yes. 38% have said no. That's how much faith people have in Manchester United. You know what I mean? It's no faith, baby. No faith, baby. They don't have faith. These fans have no faith, man. People, we're not even 50 likes on the video. We've been live for all that time. Big up, big up, big up, Jarvis.
Big up, big up.
Big up, Jarvis.
Big up, Jav.
Big up, guys.
So, Jarvis, the therapy army, 68% of the therapy army think that Wolves are going to get their first win. Thank you for the raid, by the way. I appreciate the raid. But that's how they're thinking.
No worries. No worries. Okay,
Are they
okay.
wrong? Are they wrong, Jarvis? Are they wrong?
I can't
Am I-
possibly
is
see us
Manchester-
losing against Wolves, and if we do, it's the end of Amorim. You know, it's just that's simple. You know, he can't stay in his job if we lose against Wolves. They have 2 draws, 12 losses. They haven't scored in the last 5 games. Their team looked terrible. They are almost 99% already relegated. So, you know, it will be another Grimsby or Everton game. You know, and for the players to again put in a performance like that will be a sackable offense from Amorim. That will be clearly the players throwing Amorim under the bus, as Peter Griffin, Peter Alien Tenno said 10 minutes ago in my chat. So, you know, we are at the stage where we just have to win, and there's no excuses anymore. I don't know, guys, when you are, do you think Amorim will get a sack if we lose against Wolves?
Do I think that he will get the sack if he lose against Wolves?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he will.
I don't know.
I don't think he will neither.
I think they're going to see the project through. 3 years. Give him a new contract. They'll reward him with a new contract. I'm back there, man. That's what I believe. Bombaye, what do you think?
I mean, man, if you lose against Wolves, there should be an emergency meeting at least, you know. This is crazy, but I don't think he will go. I don't think he will go until the end of the season. And if we were going to get a new guy, and I mean, there's so many candidates, like, you know, there's like 4 different guys that I like for this job.
Martin O'Neill,
first and foremost. No, but
Roll back
seriously,
the years!
roll back the years, man. But seriously, there is like 4 guys in my mind that I like. But, you know, end of the season, if you're going to bring them in now, maybe it's another, you know, similar Amorim thing. I don't want that to be hanging over our assessment of a manager, because that's one thing that's brought Amorim some grace with us, especially last year and even now this year. Like, he came in mid-season, and let's not do that. Let's take the pain until the end of the year, and then if you've got someone in mind and it ends and it's awful, then you know what, change him. I mean, manager-wise, what are you guys thinking? You must have thought about it. I mean, even in the chat, surely you've thought about these things, like who could be next. Well, I'm already thinking a little bit like that. If this continues,
everybody's sexy Conte for Bombaye.
Oh yeah,
Sexy Conte. He's wearing a wig. He's wearing a wig.
Telling you what, man.
Antonio Conte. He's wearing a wig.
Antonio Conte, bro, miracle
Why,
man.
why is the question? Why is the question if we lose against Wolves? I mean, they are a competent Premier League team. Somebody have to be at the bottom of the league, so it just happened to be them. The Premier
Luani,
League is,
somebody's asking you a question. Big up to Titanium. Luani, is your background real? Yeah, he is literally.
Yes. I just empty up my van and throw things in my background in the garage. So
Yeah, this is the garage. It's going live from the garage, the man cave.
yeah, it is. Yeah, so what I'm saying about them is the Premier League is a grueling selection process. Any team that made its way to the Premier League deserve to be there based on certain standard. That's why this league is the most competitive of the world, and anybody can beat anybody. So we don't have any God-given right to say that we have to beat Wolves based on their place in the league. It can be a misconstrued concept. Let's look at ourselves, our performance, and see that the way we've played this year, not the result, the way we've played, do we really think that we have earned the right to beat a team like Wolf? No, we did not. So, like I say, I'm not putting my hopes on Amorim in terms of the project anymore. As far as I'm concerned, if Amorim wake up tomorrow and say, oh, you know what, I'm going to scrap all the old guys, Casemiro, all right, you need to marshal Kobe Mino. Bruno, I cannot have you in a double pivot anymore. I'm going to scrap the system. Dogu, you starting. Euro, you starting. Xerxes, you have to start. This is the new project. This is what I'm trying to do now. I will get behind it, and the result will not matter at that point, as long as we don't get relegated. But where he's going right now,
we want relegation on this channel.
Nuruddin, is almost as if you want us to be relegated for one reason or another.
Goodbye. Talk to me, Luane. Talk to me nice. Relegation. Championship, you play every 3 days. More football. Physicality.
So you want to hurt the Glazers' pocket by us being relegated.
Yes.
Do you sincerely think a relegation will make them sell the club?
It'd be untenable for me. I think the fans might finally wake up. That's what I've been banking on for years and years. And I don't want Marco Silva. Yeah, big up, Ben. How you doing, Ben?
Yes, big up. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Ben's about there. Watch out, people.
Perfect,
Ben,
man.
have you played a game for your team this season?
No, I'm still on the bench. Still on the bench, sadly.
Well, to be fair, you've only just come back from injury, haven't you?
Yep. So,
when a local reporter asks your coach if you're gonna be played, does he laugh? Does he laugh in their face?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say so, to be honest.
Who, Ben? You know, he's...
That Bruno hater. I love Bruno.
Oh, my coach is a United fan as well, and there was one time where he actually said to me, he says, "I'm benching you because you hate Bruno."
Shout out to Ben's coach.
That is funny.
Do you see? I literally was about to say that then.
He's a United fan too. Like,
God.
it's awful, mate, but it is what it is.
You're in the doghouse like Manu. Young talent,
In the
but you're in the doghouse.
dogouts. But I actually told him that I want to stay bench. I know it'll take me a few months to fully get, or a few weeks to fully recover, and get back into the groove, because I'm still rusty. I'm still very rusty, man, because I've been out for 6 or 7 months, so.
Have you had a knee injury?
Yeah, knee injury. Yep.
Was it
yep,
crucial?
so...
Was it crucial? Did you do a crucial?
No, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad, but it was at the time I thought it was really, really cruciate, but it wasn't as bad. So look here, touch wood, it was great, and look, I just had to go for it, man. This is my first proper injury, in football, and look, I'm just glad to get back, man, because I've missed I've missed every part of it, so I have, and just being back in the squad, yes, not playing, bro, but just being back and playing, training and stuff, it's just a breath of fresh air, man.
What position do you play?
The wee
Right wing.
crack with the lads. Listen,
right wing back.
You don't remember we showed a video of
Right
Ben
wing.
tearing
Oh,
it up?
Bombay wasn't there. He was
Oh.
missing. He was missing.
Let me see if I can find that video. Actually, let me see if I can find it.
Ben is a proper footballer, unlike Bruno.
I think I showed it to Jarvis. Jarvis on.
Yeah, I got it.
Yellow card, Luani. Yellow card. Dino can't have that. Can't have that.
So yeah, I can bring it up. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, right wing back or right back, but we're playing a 5-4-1 at the moment, and right.
So
I'm number 5. Number
where's
5.
Ben?
This is the
You're
right there.
number
Right
5.
there.
So
This is not.
here's
This
Ben.
is me. Yep,
Come on,
this is me.
let's enlarge the screen.
Oh, enlarge the screen now.
So,
Oh, here we go.
Look at the pace. Check the pace
Kieran-
out.
Damn.
I think Ben's him.
Kieran Tierney, man. It's not Ben.
Look at this. Look at the
Ben.
skill.
Ben, absolute quality, mate.
yeah,
And then,
nice.
and then the red card incident mirrored and pissed us all laughing after this.
But, you
Oh,
know,
God.
we gotta look at this. Look how he comes in front of his guy. You know, bends his shoulder over him and just
Physicality, you know, I want to work on my physicality. That
love that.
last season, man. You know,
Love
so
that.
that's all
Look at
about.
the way he carries the ball.
The way
Like,
he carries the ball, people. I didn't see Bruno carry the ball like that.
Nah. For me,
Within
for me,
seconds, the
he
ball
reminds
is in
me
the
of-
back of the
of-
net.
I mean,
For me, I would
Ben-
say that's
Ben-
Dennis Irvin back in the day.
Bruno
That was
doesn't
Dennis
carry
Irvin.
the ball like
Wow,
that.
wow.
no, Ben eats the ground like Luke Shaw, man. Well done.
Ah, you wish. You bloody wish.
And then
No,
the
no,
red card incident, man. After this, bro.
This is
Yeah,
This
let's
is
see
this
that.
is funny. This is a proper Rory Keane moment. This next one is just a
Okay.
replay. This is a people. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Oh,
He comes in, Ben gives it the elbow. Gives it the elbow, the boy's charging.
Melee.
The melee starts. Ben give it the elbow, bit of UFC. Boom.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. I want to rewatch it, and let's just slow it down. I want to see the tackle.
was
Is
bad,
it
it
a red
was bad.
card or is it a yellow?
I think my hit was a red, but I think it was.
Is it an elbow? Do we see an elbow there? You know, when you're
Pulls back.
standing up.
He catches him just
No,
slightly.
you catch him slightly. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
it slightly.
So there you go. He comes into
Okay.
Ben. Ben tries to nick the ball. Ooh, crunching tackle.
And there's an elbow
that's
there.
an elbow,
And an
Ben.
elbow at the back of the
That's
head.
an elbow, Ben.
That's
That was a
red
dangerous
flag straight
tackle,
away.
man.
That's
Yeah,
3
yeah,
months
yeah.
suspension.
Both yellow cards,
Yeah.
both me and him got.
Yeah.
both
No
me and him
VAR.
got-
Is that a second
No
yellow?
VAR.
We'll go to
No. We only got both yellows. We got both yellows. 2 yellows.
Ooh, you're lucky there's
Okay,
no VAR,
so
man. That would've
just
been
speed
gone.
it up again. We can, and this is Ben. You have to explain for.
Yes.
for
So I won that foul. So they give me the free kick, and this was like the final moment of the game, and it was 2-2, and this was the final kick. The referee says final kick, and it's full time. And look what happens. We score. We score from the free kick.
So, yeah,
The cross
Wow.
comes in.
big lad up there, and then boom, taps it home. What's your team called, by Ben? We should give him a shout out. What's your team called?
It is Dunmurry United.
Dunmurry United.
Dunmurry United. Big
Shout
up
out to
Dunmurry.
Dunmurry United, man.
Don't
Ben,
worry.
nice
Nice.
cameo, man. Impressive.
Yeah.
Well done.
very impressive.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Sean, how are you?
Sean in
Welcome
the house.
in California. Yay. How are
Hey,
you
I'm
doing?
guys. How you guys
brother?
doing? I'm
You
good. I'm good. Yeah, good.
Jarvis
been a
asked
good-
the question. If he said, if we don't win tomorrow, what should happen to Amorim? I said Amorim should stay, keep his job till the end of the season. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a good faith answer now, right? To be honest, because you want to see the club relegated anyway. So if I were to answer honestly, if he loses against Wolves, like there really shouldn't be any question, right? I think Amorim, for all his faults, one of them is that he's too. Said that the players were trying to send him a message against Grimsby. I think you can take it to the bank that if you see a lethargic performance against Wolves tomorrow, that's the player sending a message, and we should take that message exactly for what it is. They don't fuck with this guy and they want him gone. So if we lose, you should sack him because like this is not working. Let's shake hands and call it a day.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Short and
Yeah,
sweet.
very short and sweet. Bombaya, did I get your pen? Did I get yours? What should happen
No,
to
no.
Amorim?
I'm with you, Nerden. Obviously.
3-year contract? Give him a
Yep,
new
absolutely,
contract?
bro. If any of us keep this guy for another 3 years, man, probably one of the best moves they've made because it just means there'll be more people pressurizing Ineos, like getting on board with us, Nerden. On the Ineos brigade. And like I said, people like sacking Ruben Amorim is going to gaslight every single one of us. So just be prepared, that people. But yeah, I think the longer Ruben Amorim stays in this job, the sustainable, better future for the club. Because we need more people. We need more people to understand Ineos's true colours. And we've seen Jason Wilcox's quotes today. Trust the process. And people, when I seen that, I was delighted, man, because this guy's just a fool. He's been, he's just the
I don't
fact
want to
that.
get into your argument now, but Ben, test your theory out a little bit. Do you think if Ineos are as greedy and incompetent and money hungry as you claim they are, do you think they would just sit back and watch their investment basically tank? Just despite, I don't know who is being spited by that, but you really think that Ineos will just sit back and let Amorim continue to fail? They will sack him. I think if they're every bit as evil as you guys claim they are, they're going to sack him after a few losses.
And we finished 15th and they kept him, and he lost the final to Spurs, and they kept him.
Sean Ole,
Yeah, they kept him
right
because they were the ones that appointed him, early on in the season. It was a first full season, or it wasn't even the first season. Like, there's context around why they kept him that doesn't exist right now.
We won the championship. We won the championship.
But it will never happen, though,
We
Nerd.
won the championship.
It won't happen.
We won the
It won't
championship.
happen.
I do agree with Sean, and there's another side of
Alien
that
Tenno.
argument as well. The
Alien
other side
Tenno
of that
Messi.
argument.
Get slot in. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
The other side of that argument that Sean made is, okay, if Amorim is an incompetent coach, doesn't he serve to disguise the shortcoming of the board? So if he stays in place, he's really disguising what they can do or they can't do. But if we bring in somebody like Eddie Howe, for example, or a coach that we deem that's competent, clearly, if the coach is doing a good job, but the board is not helping him, then we cannot see where the problem is coming from.
Guys, let's stop looking for heroes and villains in this story, right? Because there's no one, whether it's Eddie Howe, whether it's Jose Mourinho, whether it's Sir Alex, if he comes back from the grave, or if he time travels and becomes a young man again, there's no single person that can help this United team, because anyone who comes into this club is going to be burdened by more media scrutiny than they ever face, right? Every single decision that you make as a United manager is subject to question by your players, by the fans, by a media ecosystem that basically makes money every time they type Manchester United in the headline. So, like, that's why my overarching theory is that anybody who is going to succeed has to first fail on their own terms. That's why Amorim, for me, this game against Wolves is really about, like, okay, are you losing the dressing room, right? Because you're getting offended when people ask you about Kobe Mino, you're snapping at journalists when they ask you questions. Clearly, there's an issue between you and the players. So if you've lost the dressing room, then go. Otherwise, there's a way that the game against Wolves could go that I could still be sympathetic to Amorim. But I think for me, the disconnect is, okay, you no longer have the trust of your own players. So this experiment is no longer worth it. It's not about, like, oh, Amorim, because I think we could win tomorrow against Wolves, and there's absolutely no lesson anyone can take from it. Like, the game against Wolves is like, it's heads he loses, tails he loses, because if he loses, it's a scandal. If we win, it's Wolves anyway, and we're supposed to win. So, like, this game is supposed to be a blip, basically, in time. The best thing that can happen to Amorim and this squad is for it to be a no-event win. Let's just win with no drama, no hiccups, a nice, solid 2-0 clean sheet or something like that. And we can just, we can come back to arguing about whether or not he should be sacked anyway. Because a loss, I think, is a scandal. So, like, whether it's Eddie Howe, whether it's Antonio Conte, no matter who you bring, they're going to go through the same thing that happened to Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, and what's his name, Rangnick, Ten Hag, and eventually Amorim. They're all going to go through the same things, because this club is a special place, and every manager, anyone who will be successful, has to first fail on his own terms. Amorim is currently right now engaged in a battle of wills between him and the fan. So he's set out to prove to everyone that his system and his idea is actually correct. There's only one way it can come out. Either we will be wrong, the fans, and we will all go to love him, or he will be wrong and he'll get sacked. But this idea that we'll just keep him out of spite and, he'll relegate the club, it's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen.
Sure, you say everybody that have to succeed have to first fail. That is true, but that only applies to certain individuals. It only applies to people who take responsibility for their failure. Amorim doesn't strike me as somebody who takes responsibility for his failure.
But I disagree with that, Alwani. He does. He takes responsibility. In fact, that's what I'm saying. His problem is that he takes too much responsibility. He's too honest. I wish he would be a bit more delusional, right? So when he says something has to give, even the Pope can't convince me to change my system, and you're not going to sack 22 players, so you're going to end up sacking me, and I'm ready to be sacked any day. So like he's very honest. He's very straightforward. That he has to win. He wants to win. He doesn't care about Kobe Mino. You guys rate him in England. You guys trust him so much. I don't care about him. I'm going to bench him if I see fit because I want to play Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes. This is my system. This is my idea. If you don't like me, sack me. That's somebody who is clear about like what he's doing. I just wish he wasn't so kamikaze about it.
Yeah, but the results are not showing it though. If you refuse to play Kobe Mino because you think Kobe Mino is not good enough, fair play to him. But the thing is that when you're not obtaining results and you obstinate in your manner, for me, that's somebody that is not accepting responsibility. If the ship is going the other way, if the ship is sinking, you're not accepting that. That makes you a dickhead. That doesn't make you competent.
You first have to be in the same. If you're arguing with somebody and the person is saying 3 + 3 = 6, and you are saying 2 + 2 = 4, you're both talking about math. We're talking about different things entirely. Amorim is saying, what I want in a midfielder, Kobe Mino doesn't give it to me, right? So he doesn't care about how good Kobe Mino is or what will happen if he played 4-3-3. That's not his business because all he knows is that he wants his midfielder to be able to, in one fell swoop, defend, then run all the way to the front to attack, then run back to the middle to defend again. And you're not going to get that from Kobe. And what you get from Bruno and Casemiro is all over the place. So you're correct, Lani. Like, if Amorim keeps going this way, he's going to get sacked. Like, that's just it. And if he loses against Wolves, they should sack him, right? Like, I've always been of the mentality that we can get more out of these players, right? I'm not looking for anything like super complicated. I don't need, you guys are calling for style of play doing Ten Hag. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't mind if I have a manager who plays a different system 38 games in a season. I don't mind if you play a different system every single match, as long as you win games. Because nobody can tell me what Unai Emery's style of play is. But he's a good manager. So that's all I want from Amorim. I want him to be creative. I want him to be brave. And I want him to win games. You can't tell me, Nuruddin, you're going to spin something that in under scrutiny is not going to make much sense, right? Because Unai Emery plays football. That's it. He plays football.
I can tell you Unai Emery, he does the high line. They press really well. He plays 4-3-3, if I'm not mistaken. And they press really well. When they get the ball forward to the wide players. They connect. They squeeze together as a team. They keep a high line and try to catch teams offside. They play with intensity, with physicality. So yeah, Unai Emery.
That's so generic. Can you hear yourself?
No, that's not generic.
They press. They defend high. What is that? What does that mean?
Front foot attacking football. They play front foot attacking football.
So does every team in the league.
Say that again. That's what they play. They play formation that gets the best out. And one thing that he's done, I look at somebody like what's his name? The Belgium youngster. He was a youngster. He used to play for Leicester. Tielemans. He's made Tielemans into a monster.
100%.
Like he individually does individual one-to-one work with players and really gets the best out of them. Rodgers is playing the best football I've ever seen.
When Tielemans was linked with Man United, people were saying he doesn't have the legs to play football.
Yeah, he didn't.
We didn't want him. Right, and he's a baller.
And now he is. Now,
yeah. What I'm saying is that Unai Emery is good at coaching players.
Let me finish, Sean. Let me finish. He looked like
yes. Tell us how Waters works. Go on.
He works on with the individual players' weaknesses, and then he improves them. He gives them the percentage to improve. This is the most physicality I've ever seen from Tielemans in my life. My guy's bulging. He looks so physical, and he's fit, and he's getting across the ground. Aggressive football. They play aggressive, no-nonsense football where they actually go man for man. And sometimes they expose their defense to the system. So he's playing well. Yeah, the first 5 games, they didn't score. They didn't score in the first 5 games. But at the moment in time, they are the form team in one of the form teams in the country. So at the end of the day, when you say that it's disingenuous, when you say, because you don't watch Villa. You're not watching Villa. I watch Villa. I watch football in this country. I can imagine you don't watch them, Sean, because you don't want to get up some mad hours I have the privilege of living here. Birmingham's an hour and a half away. So I watch them when they play, and they play from football, the type of football I would like Manchester United to play. The type of football that I would want Manchester United
sometimes
to play.
It's not about
that's
tactics.
so vague as to be meaningless. But why
sometimes
go
it's
ahead?
not about,
How is
guys,
it vague? What more do you want me to do? I told you they play 4 at the back. They usually play 3 in midfield. Then they play with 2 wide guys, right? They play 2 guys in midfield, usually Kamara. When Kamara plays, they play fantastic. Absolutely. He is a fantastic number 6, Kamara. But he gets injured. He was injured last season, and then he came back and he got injured again. Then they play 2 wide guys, and then they play, what's his name? I always forget. The English striker.
Watkins. Oh, well, yeah,
Watkins.
Rogers.
So they play like Roger as a number 10. So they play when they're on and off the ball. You can watch it, Unai Emery team, and think, right, off the ball, this is what they're doing. Off the ball, they all squeeze the play. They all are super physical and aggressive, right? No. When they're on the ball, they like to go out wide, and then what they do is, especially with Cash, he is almost inverts, and at times plays like a winger because the right hand side, the player that plays there inverts inside, and Matty Cash has got the space on the outside. That's why he's been scoring goals this season. So I'm sorry, Sean, I do watch their games, and I look at them and go, you know what? Off the ball, what are they doing? They don't walk around. They don't do fucking shadow pressing. They press teams. We lose or draw. Every game, you can see what they're going to do. You can see they're going to try to... McGinn, Kamara, Rogers are going to try to combine whoever plays, or it's the other guy that used to play for Everton, the big, tall guy, Belgium guy. It's either... I don't know. I'm not seeing him actually play. I don't know. He might be on the bench this season, but they play with physicality. They have Paulo Torres, who plays through the lines, punches balls like Martinez could do for us sometimes. He punched the ball through the right lines into Rogers' feet or to McGinn's feet. And I look at the balance they have in midfield. Kamara, McGinn, and Rogers is unbelievable.
Sometimes
bullshit fucking midfield. So yes, Sean, it's not generic. I watch them and I know how the fuck they play. So give it a rest with you.
Just screaming loudly doesn't mean you're correct. Just drink some water.
The players they play, and you keep telling me it's generic. You insulting me. Don't insult my intelligence. Generic. What generic?
But you're not making the kind of points you think you are. You're not making the kind of points you think you are. I know. Lonnie, go on, please.
What I've just told you.
Sometimes it's not about tactic. And it's not about personnel. Sometimes it's just about the relationship that the managers have with his players. If you look at that Villa team, we're dealing with a coach that knows his players very well, and he knows how to use them in his system. If you want to see the difference between us and Aston Villa, just look at the face of Kobe Mino last time he was coming up versus the face of Buendia or Sancho. What do they have in common? They all coming on as substitute. They give him microwave minute. Microwave minutes with Unai Emery might mean that you come in at the 75-minute mark, you still have 15 minutes plus added time to affect the game. Microwave minute with Amorim means you come in at the 90th minute, 85, you still have 5 minutes to affect the game, and it's not the same thing. What's the name? As the Aston Villa manager have developed a way to make his player understand that even as replacement, even as French players, they are an integral part of the team. That's why when they come on, they are ready to play for him and they affect change. I never see them. I don't see any players, even Donny Mal, the dynamic between Donny Mal and Ole Waskin. Ole Waskin played majority of the game, but Donny Mal, a new signing, he was not pissed that he was coming on. He came in and he did his thing. But when Amorim is making his substitution, he have alienated his bench in such a way that when they come in, they affect the game in a negative way. And that is sometimes the difference between a great manager and somebody who's still learning his craft.
Yeah, I mean, Lonnie, I agree with you, and that's more interesting than telling me that Emery plays front foot football. What the fuck does that mean? I beg.
Yeah, I think I think Villa's like how Unai Emery actually structured their team, especially in that Arsenal game. I mean, they actually dropped Morgan
1 second,
Rogers.
Ben, 1
Yeah,
second.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Go
So
ahead.
you don't know what front foot football is? You don't know what front foot football is? So
I don't want to argue with you. Really.
just
It's Sunday afternoon. The sun is shining. I don't want to argue.
you don't know.
Let
Jarvis,
Ben go.
You don't know what.
Oh, Jarvis, somebody else.
Watch Eddie Howe. Watch Eddie Howe. Watch Eddie Howe.
No. Seriously, Sean. Let's have the debate. You're telling me.
My point is simple. My point is simply that front foot football is such a generic term, and you're proving my point that Unai Emery doesn't have a readily observable style of play, unlike other managers in the league. And I'm saying that I like that about Emery, right? I'm saying that I would rather have a manager that plays an adaptive style of football, that plays a different style for a different game, 5 days out of 5 days a week, right? I'm saying that's what I want, and I'm saying that's what I see in somebody like Emery. That's what I see in somebody like Eddie Howe as well. Not managers who are wedded to a particular style of play. And you're telling me that actually Emery is doing something unique and different. And I'm saying no. I'm saying what Emery is good at is the man management skills and the softer, more intelligent skills that Luani was trying to highlight. We're disagreeing, right? Let's disagree. Don't scream. That's what I want to argue. Let's leave it as an agreement to disagree. It's fine.
You think it's just man management and the players do what the fuck they want? What are you watching, Sean?
If that's what you took from what I said, right? Then I can't help you.
Look, guy, I know one thing for sure. I know one thing for sure.
Luani, are you serious as well? Are you believing this bullshit?
No.
He communicates with his players.
No, Nuruddin.
They all have a specific role.
What I'm saying is,
you're saying to me he doesn't have any coaching style.
No.
Unai Emery doesn't coach the team.
Of course. Unai Emery have a coaching style.
What are we doing here?
Unai Emery have a coaching style. We also have a coaching style, right? But when Unai Emery tell his players, he tell Donny Marlin, he tell Sancho, or he tells Buendia, go win me the game. It ring different to when Amorim tell Kobe Mino, go win me the game, right? Because Kobe Mino is coming in taking, you know what? I got 5 minutes. If I make a mistake, I'm more scrutinized. And next time I come in, I might not even have a playing time, and that affects the player on a psychological level. Every pass, you shy with the pass. If you want to carry the ball, you second guess yourself, and that is the 1/2 a second you need. You overthink everything, and the player take the ball away from you. That affects players. But when a coach empower you, sometimes tactics is not.
Luani, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Luani,
Yeah.
explain to me if that's not a tactic. Jarvis, Sean.
No, it's man management.
And Boumbaye and Ben, I don't know if I'm fucking missing something. Aston Villa, when I watch Barcelona, when I watch Bayern Munich.
Let me give you the short answer. You're missing a lot of things. You are in fact missing. You're missing everything.
Shut up and let me finish. They play, to me, the highest line in world football. When I watch Aston Villa, I see they play. After watching Bayern Munich under company, after watching Barcelona under the manager, I forget his name, Hansi Flick. They Villa play blind in Barcelona and fucking Bayern Munich. So you, Luani, and you, Sean, are telling me he doesn't do anything. So what the fuck is that?
Nobody's telling you that. Nobody's telling you that. You're hearing voices. I don't know if you're having. Are we having another show? Is there another show happening somewhere else that is as people are telling you things? Because no one told you that. No one told you that here.
What are we talking about? Listen.
It's a good question, Nuruddin. It's a very good question. What are we talking about, actually?
All due respect,
because I don't know.
All due respect to both of you, you both live in the US. You don't live in this country. You're not getting up to watch Aston Villa.
What are we talking about?
Aston Villa. People like me who are football connoisseurs will put the TV on.
What are we talking about?
And I watch some of the Europa League games, and I see how much of a high press they have.
Let me finish with this. Let me just finish with this, and I'll stop, right? Let me finish with this.
No, Luani, 1 second.
Yeah.
They play such a high line. They set traps for teams. They squeeze them into a certain corner, and they are amazing at a counter press. So when you tell me they have no tactics, then I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Nobody told you that.
Because it shows me
Except nobody
that
told you
don't
that.
watch them. You don't
But nobody
watch
told
them.
you that.
You don't.
Like,
Yes,
are we?
you did.
Are there
Yes,
goats
you
on
did.
this panel?
Yes, you
Is
did.
that like what?
Yes, you
Is
did.
it just the six of us?
I agree with you. He's just
Are there?
you said
What?
Luwani. I agree with you, Luwani. He's just a good man manager. Bullshit.
No.
There is
Let me
coaching
finish.
and
Let me
then
finish
tactics.
with this, right?
And
Let me
then
finish
player.
with
Let
this.
me finish, Luwani. No, Luwani.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You see why I said I didn't want to
Their
argue? I
director
said I
of
didn't want to
football-
argue
their director
because
of
New Ring is
football,
hearing
They
voices.
buy the right players to fit in the system and how he wants to play. And in the transfer window, they get rid of players who don't fit in the system how he wants to play. That's how they do it. And even though they're on the PSR, can't really spend money, majority of the players they have all understand the fucking system. That's the fucking difference.
Well, whoever it
Give
is
me
that
a
you're making
rap
this point to,
about man managing
that person,
and all this shit.
hopefully they've
about-
learned, they're learning
Listen,
something
you know
because
the best
it's
way-
not me you're talking
You know
to.
the best way to man
I don't know
manage a
what the
fucking
conversation
team?
we're having.
You know the best way to man manage a fucking team is to coach them in a way that they easily understand and they can transfer it on a football pitch on a Saturday. That's the fucking
You know your
best way
problem,
to man
Nuruddin,
manage.
like you're
That's
always
the best
thinking
way to man
absolutes.
manage.
You're always
fucking
thinking
waffling.
absolutes.
You are
You have a
waffling.
problem. You have
are
a problem with
waffling
nuance
about tactics.
and context.
What are we waffling about? What are we on about?
Let me finish my
Who
point.
knows?
On the football pitch.
Who even knows what the conversation is
They
about
go out on the
anymore?
football pitch and they just play.
What are we talking about?
let me
America,
say something, okay?
the
Let me-
Like they just
UK,
go and do what you got to do.
Nuruddin.
Get on the
waffles
football
and
pitch.
bacon. Like,
Nuruddin, I agree with you, okay? I
Shut
agree
up.
with you that Unai Emery is an elite tactician. I agree with you. But despite his tactics...
wait, I agree too.
No.
Let me just put my hand off. I don't disagree, right? Okay.
Now, despite his tactic and his coaching experience, at the beginning of this year, they were losing a lot of games. I've been watching them too. But he couldn't pinpoint what was going wrong. But what turned this whole thing around is Morgan Rogers won games on his own for Aston Villa. And that's the spark that got the run started. Now, how do you have that situation?
They didn't
No
win.
tactics.
They didn't
I
win in the
watched that
They
game.
didn't score a goal in the first 5 games because
Yep.
their strikers, they couldn't finish to save their lives. They weren't connecting up the pitch. And I
Allow
just
people to
explained
have
you
a different
what they
opinion
started to do.
now.
Then he
Okay,
tactically changed
that-
it.
that
It's not
Allow
just
people to
Rogers.
express a
It's not
different
just Morgan
opinion.
Rogers. It's not
That-
just
This
Morgan
is-
Rogers.
This is not North Korea.
A particular game.
This is not football, North Korea. Let people have a different
You're
opinion.
waffling, man. You're waffling.
No, the particular game that I'm talking about, Morgan Rogers scored a free kick and he did a pitch net over the goalkeeper. I think they won like 2-1 or 2-0 or something, but he was instrumental. What I'm saying is Unai Emery know how to recognize his best players, put an arm around their shoulder. And that is something in his ball that not a lot of managers have, unfortunately. But when you get to a certain level, at the highest level, that's what separates you from the paycheck managers. That is why today we compare Sir Alex Ferguson to Jurgen Klopp, and then we compare to Pep. We compare all those 3 managers because obviously man management is also important. You get to a point in time where it's very competitive. Your players are going to have to win you those games. And it's not necessarily the players that start for you. It's the one that have been sitting on the bench. So I agree with you. Tactic is important, but it's not the only thing that's important in management at this point.
Guys, can I say something when it comes to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
I just want to add something because I think it's important. I know you all guys hate stats, especially when it comes to XG. But in football, you have something that's called momentum, and certain teams has momentum, and certain teams don't have the momentum. And if you look at the XG table, it doesn't tell you a lot, but it tells you about the amount of chances created by a team and amount of chances conceded by a team. And if you look at, for example, an Aston Villa team, they have overperformed miraculously. They are sitting 3rd in the table, but they are performing. If you should go by the XG table, Aston Villa should sit 16th in the table. They have overperformed 13 points if you go by XG. And just to get us back into Wolves, they have actually underperformed 13 points. So if Wolves had the same momentum as Aston Villa, they would have been sitting 17th in the table with 15 points right now. So it's just, I'm just saying this to try to level the debate, because I think momentum is so important, and I want to try to get us back on track with the Wolves game. And Wolves are actually performing better
Thank you,
than the table tells you.
I'm sorry,
As
Jarvis.
I said,
all due respect, Jarvis, I think XG is the worst stat in football.
I agree, but I'm just using it as to tell a little bit about momentum.
I really think it's the worst stat in football, because it never tells you what the XG is. It never tells you whether a shot's been made from 40 yards or 30 yards or from one angle or the pace of the shot. It don't tell you anything. Let me just say this.
Well,
Unai Amorim came into a struggling Aston Villa side managed by Steven Gerrard. They were in relegation for that. He came in and overperformed. So if you want to put that as XG, then you can go ahead and do that. But his tactics, the way he sets up a team, the way he plays, from the players that they had there and the players that they added when they went to the transfer window. And they got billionaire owners, by the way, but they just can't go and spend because they don't have the big stadium. They don't have a massive thing, like in terms of like massive revenues. They're a historic football club, but he's got more out of the players in terms of tactically and the way he wants to set up, the way he wants to play. The biggest thing is this, Luani. I just want to just tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Manager can be the best manager and put his arm around against every fucking dickhead footballer. But if the dickhead footballer don't see what's working and what's not working on the football pitch on a Saturday, all that arm around means fuck all. It's about the sessions you put on as a coach. It's about getting the players to believe in the system and the way you want to play. That is the most important thing. And the way you do that is by getting them to repeat things and then seeing it and looking at the video and going, look, this is how you were a couple of months ago. This is how you are now. This is how we want to play. Now, Jarvis, you can say that, no problem. We can go back to the Wolves. But don't tell me about Unai Amorim. Unai Amorim for Sevilla, for Villarreal.
Top coach, man.
He's
Villarreal,
done some incredible things that he's done. He failed at Arsenal in a failing football club, and that's why I don't want him at Manchester United, because we are bigger than you. We're triple the size of fucking Arsenal. But him as a coach, what he's done is incredible, and the style of play that he has, the way he plays football, system that he puts on, the way that he gets players to buy into the way he wants to play football, put some fucking respect on his name. Go ahead, Jarvis and Ben. Carry on.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, because for me, while saying this, I talk about momentum. I see XG from a place where you can actually tell if a team had momentum. Because if you start winning games, it's you gain confidence, and confidence turns into decisiveness, and you start winning games, even if you don't dominate the game. And this is where I see Aston Villa at the moment. They have a very, very positive momentum. And when I talk about Wolverhampton, they have a very negative momentum at the moment. They produce well on the pitch. They create a couple of chances, but they can't seem to get it over the line. And I feel the same with Man United. We never gain the real momentum, and always when we have a little bit of momentum, there's an international break or something. So you shouldn't discard a thing like momentum when I talk about it. And it's not
momentum is everything in football, Jarvis.
Yes,
I don't need XG to explain that. I don't need XG to explain the momentum.
Yeah, but I think you can use XG to explain it. You can use it at least over a period, not one game. Not one game. It's not
genuinely. I don't want to scream and shout. XG is an Americanized version of what football is. The people who made XG are Americanized. They don't have no clue of football. I don't use that. Momentum is something we all understand. We've all played football. We understand the confidence. Your touch is better. You try impossible. You shoot from impossible angles. When the finishes that you have, you might be nervous. You're not as nervous. You play lightly. We've all played football. Majority of us, I hope so. And we all understand what momentum is and the team bonding is when you go the right way. I mean, Arsenal were the better team at the game that I watched the other day, but Villa scored in a last minute. Arsenal were the team that had the ball.
American. I just leave here.
No, I'm not saying that you're American. I'm just putting it out. You live there, so you're not watching Aston Villa. You're not watching Villa week in, week out. But Jarvis, the point what I want to make is that yes, confidence is the way it is. I've watched Wolves as well, and I watched Wolves against Nottingham Forest. Stu was saying, and I watched them against Villa. Actually, that derby, they were unlucky to lose. I've seen them in games. The biggest thing what I've seen about Wolves this season when I've watched them is that defensively, oh my God, they give away the easiest goals. The errors they make at the back, like just passing between them, the way they want to try to play out, the dopiness that they do, it's unbelievable, especially their defense. They got rid of all the best players last season. They then bought loads of young players and bought them in. A lot of them are inexperienced to the Premier League, especially in defense, and they're struggling for that reason, right? So anything could happen tomorrow. We know that anything could happen tomorrow, but momentum is something that's easy to say. I just do not like XG because nobody will ever explain to me what a footballer, no XG would ever be in top of it and tell me this player shot this way in that angle and he was dribbling and the balance was off and then he made that shot and that's what it is. XG means fuck all to me. XG is what Ineos and fucking Amorim use when I see them week in, week out with a pile of fucking shite and tell me the stats say we're in a good way. Bullshit.
Nah, but I don't agree when it comes to XG. You know, people talked about XG with Man United after 4 games, 5 games, and saying, yeah, we are overperforming. We should have scored more. That's bullshit. I agree. But over, let's say, 15 games, you could look at the tendency. You can look at the trends, and also when it comes to losing, you know, decision making slows down, fear of mistakes takes over. You know, you get the tactical structure of the team breaks down. We all seen it with Man United also when we lose the momentum, and I think this is interesting for tomorrow's game because I think Wolves are at the turning point right now, and all teams that we meet actually have a turning point. You look at West Ham. Performing really well, you know, having a bad season. Look at the Everton. Look at the Nottingham Forest. You know, we give the other team momentum and we give them confidence because coming into games, you know, they have nothing to lose and we are a weak team. And this is what I just want people to be aware of when it comes to tomorrow's game. We could easily go and lose tomorrow's game just because of this small thing, as I say, momentum, because we are so fragile when it comes to being a football club. But I just want to say hi to Helge, big up and welcome to the show.
Yeah, big up Helga. Helga, tomorrow we lose. Tomorrow, what do you think about the game? We'll go back to Ben and Bombay then. Go ahead.
Russian roulette. I wouldn't be surprised if we win, lose, or draw. I wouldn't be impressed if we win. I wouldn't be shocked if we lose. I would be disappointed, but not shocked. So, yeah, I'm just becoming kind of numb these days. Like, let's say we win 2 in a row now. We can't even get optimistic because we know we can lose the 2 next. So in my head, kind of, it's almost like the results doesn't matter because I know most likely we won't end up where I want to end up anyways, if you get me. So, but I am an optimistic person by nature, but it's very, 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 very hard. And I think I don't want to put gasoline on the fire on the discussion between you two, but I think I'm somewhere in the middle between what you guys said about XG, because I don't like XG and such, but I think kind of what Jarvis is getting at is the word tendency, that not only XG, but if I were to ask Nuruddin, how can you look at the team after 15 games to see, do they deserve to be where they are? Have they been lucky to be where they are? Or did they kind of deserve a little bit better? That's kind of my question, is would you look to see if you get what I'm saying? So sometimes,
if you ask me that question, I'm a United fan and I watch every United game. I look
No,
at
I'm not talking about
games.
United.
No. It's so you propose the fact. So if a team that I support, that I watch every game, I can tell you after 15 games if we've been unlucky, if we come up with good defenses, good goalkeepers, or if we've got useless finishers who can't finish their dinner. The rest of the team's right. The structure of the defense, the way we play out is right. The way we play into midfield is right. The way we sustain up the pitch is right. The chances and the patterns of play that we repeat game after game, I see we just don't have the finishers.
If you were,
I'll just be like, okay. We just can't put the ball at the back of the net.
But if you were an analysis,
and by the way, that happened with Fergie's team sometimes. That we just couldn't. We couldn't put the ball at the back of the net. We dominate games. The goalkeeper, visiting goalkeeper at Old Trafford becomes the man of the match of the game, and we just go right. I remember Arsenal under Wenger. I don't know. It was about maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago. They were playing teams off the park, but sometimes they were drawing and then losing, and they were losing loads of games. And I remember watching them, and a lot of my friends, some of them were Arsenal fans, and I remember telling them, and I was like, but you are playing fantastic football, you just can't score. So there's a way that I test to judge. Yeah. There was a way to test that I test to go, especially if you support that team and you watch that team religiously, then you can say, this is the reason why we are lucky. And that's the why I don't go to XG. I ask the question, how many good saves? Bombaye can tell you, even from years ago, I always ask, well, how many times did we test their goalkeeper, and how many saves, fantastic saves or good saves did he make against us? That's the question I ask. I don't use XG.
We've come too far. We've come too far as a civilization, I think, personally, to still be having this kind of arguments, right? Anybody who tells you
it's
that
not an argument, it's a football talk. And
no, I understand.
Civilization BS.
I understand.
We're having a football conversation.
I'm saying we've come too far to still be arguing data versus eye test. I think anybody who's trying to tell you to use only one or the other is selling you snake oil.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
it's
I'm not against all data. I'm not against all data.
So that's what I'm saying.
How many saves the opposition goalkeepers made in the game?
Okay.
I look at it and go, when I watch the game, did he make fantastic saves or not?
And XG, whether anyone likes it or not, is an attempt to approximate all of that into a single data point, right? And so it's not a predictor. It's a data tool you're supposed to use with your eyes as well.
When you've already got
the reason why it's not bullshit is because if you actually check the data at the end of the season, it correlates. It correlates the XG and the actual goal scorers correlates. And so these things can be measured. It's not for us to argue. You can measure it.
In 90 minutes of football, in
Stats 101, they teach you regression analysis.
5 breakaways in 90 minutes and can have a higher XG than the team who's tried to open you up, and they're not having the amount of shots. So
okay, Wolves.
Have you not watched that before? Where teams talk about the XG is higher, but they can't inside their own half because they've had 2 or 4 or 5 breakaway.
Do you know what's the most fascinating thing?
Does that mean that?
We're not disagreeing. The most fascinating thing is that we're actually not disagreeing. I don't know either. So let's talk about Wolves. Okay.
But yeah, I can.
The question to go back.
Yeah.
Wolves. We can have the XG debate, and I'm happy to bring all the XG experts in the world if you want.
Throw it.
I'm happy to have that conversation. But Jarvis asked a good question. If we lose tomorrow, does Amorim stay? Does he keep his job? Does he get a new contract and have 3 years? Yes or no?
Does I think they will do it, or do I? What's the question? Would I keep?
You think whatever they do it, but what do you think? Do you think that he will still keep his job till the end of the season and maybe get another contract?
No. I have like anyone is just giving their thoughts. So this is not me saying I know this or I think this will happen. But in my opinion, I have this feeling that the results of December will dictate if I actually think he will lose his job from the 1st of January if these results keep on going, because results is one thing, but we are playing boring shit football every game. Like, I can clearly see some improvements here and there and some personal errors that doesn't have to do with the system, and I see a lot of holes in the system. I see, but the bigger picture is, but it's not good enough, kind of. So I think if let's say we're 10th, this keeps going with win, lose, draw, win, lose, draw. If this keeps on going now in December, I have a feeling that they will pull the plug because in my opinion you can't end 15th, and I know there's like mitigating circumstances that we ended 15th. We could have ended 10th or something. Not that that's better, but if we didn't go all out in Europa League, but we can't end 15th and then the next season say, oh, next season has to be a lot better, and then go to the new year and be 10th. That can't happen at a club like this. It can't. And as all of you know, I've been positive about Amorim, or not positive, I would more say optimistic, hopeful, slightly deluded, but I have my limits, and if I was in charge, my limit is if this keeps on going. If we don't like win 4 out of the next 5, I would sack him, I think, and it hurts me. But Jarvis mentioned this. I think it was on this stream last time. He mentioned like we have to have standards, even though our standards have dropped. Like there is a certain limit that we just can't send out the signal to the world that 15th and then 10th after a half a season is now okay for Manchester United. So that's how I kind of view it.
Yep.
I had Ben, and then we go to Bombay. But Ben, how do you see the game tomorrow?
Well, first things first. I completely disagree with Helgi regarding Ruben Amorim should be sacked. Another thing, when it comes to Luani made a comment earlier on in the show that Amorim doesn't take too much responsibility enough. But yet again, lots of these players never take any responsibility for themselves either. And yet again, these owners and Ineos and all these people, they never take responsibility for themselves either. So, like, the whole club is a complete shit show. So, yes, but I do agree Luani's point to some degree. I think Amorim has taken responsibility, but he hasn't taken responsibility. So it's a bit of a mix. Sometimes he does take responsibility, but some days he doesn't. But when it comes to the game, we're in my head right now as a fan. Where my head's at, it's not really on this game, man. It's just on what I've always said in this stream and this channel all the time is. Obviously, there's a war going on with Ineos. Like, I'm at war right now, and to me right now, I couldn't really give a toss if we win, lose, or draw tomorrow. As long as Amorim stays in this job for the foreseeable of Man United's future, I just think the more Amorim stays, like the better for the club. Not because he's a man or any of this shit. I'm Amorim out. I am Ruben Amorim out. But with this current ownership right now, we're not going to see any progression, anything like sustainable. Even if Eddie Howe, that's my guy, or Unai Emery, that's my other guy, or De Zerbi, or anyone that comes in, we're just gonna see the same shit over and over again, man. And the only way you're gonna see complete reset is getting rid of these vultures, man. And like I said, man, like when in an ideal world, in a business world, if you're recruiting someone and you send someone to interview the employee and you recruit him and he ends up being an absolute disaster in that job, whose fault is it? It's not the employee's fault. It's not it's not well, technically speaking, it is the company's fault, but it's also the employer's fault too. So Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox, Dan Ashworth, they all recruited Ruben Amorim. Sir Jim Ratcliffe recruited Ruben Amorim. So it's all eyes on him. Like Musa, big up to Musa. Musa always said all eyes lead to the dugout. But no, that's to a certain extent. But all eyes lead to the person who brought him here. And the people who brought him here, they failed constantly, failure after failure. And you know, how I see tomorrow, man. I hope we win because obviously we've seen Liverpool draw to Leeds yesterday. You know, we've seen Chelsea drew. It is a 6-pointer tomorrow, but same time, man. I hope we're gonna get the win. I do hope we should win, but I'm not gonna be surprised if we lose tomorrow because I just don't trust this team. I don't trust Ruben Amorim, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, the more he stays, the better for our club, and I will stand by that. But yeah, you're on mute.
Bumai.
Yeah, Bumbai, go ahead. Last words now, really.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow we get the win, get the 3 points, and back on track, and climb up the table. I think tomorrow if we win, we're in the European spots, so hopefully, man, we get the win. I guess we'll have to wait and see, and then we'll have the show and see how we feel. You never know how you're gonna feel until it happens, you know. It was like that with the
Yeah.
Europa League. Like that really brought home how shocking everything really was last year. If we'd won it, maybe it would have been, you know, okay, cool, we crack on. But I never really can gauge it until it happens and how it happens. You know,
Yeah.
imagine you do
Good
a West
point.
Ham performance and we get nothing. I mean, that's just a dagger in the heart. So we'll see how it is tomorrow, guys. Hopefully
Yeah.
we do.
Big up to
I really
Marcel.
want-
If that's Marcel, the real you. If that's the real you, go ahead. Go ahead.
I really want 3 points. I think, unfortunately or fortunately, us fans generally, right? The reason why it's easy to redeem, we don't know what we want. Like we're like little children, basically.
I
The only thing
do.
that we want.
I know what I want, Sean.
I know. I'm
Just
sure.
one. That's what I
I'm
want.
sure.
That
I
is what I
believe
want.
you.
I want some good
But
football to watch.
but I think the most important thing
Front
for
foot. Should I say the
Amorim,
word front foot?
yeah, front foot football, attacking, high intensity. Yes. The most important thing I want from Amorim and from the team tomorrow is 3 points. I honestly don't care how we do it, right? The most important thing is 3 points. Whether it's a 2-1, 3-2, 4-3, we just need 3 points to keep us alive for breathing. I agree with the gentleman that said 15th place again this season is out of the question. So let's Amorim can, all the fights, all the arguments that we have, they become secondary, when we win games. Unfortunately, also, there's nothing we can take from tomorrow's game because if we lose, it's a scandal. If we win, it was only Wolves anyway. So the only thing we can do is win. And I hope we do, honestly. That's 3 points, I think, very important for us.
Yep.
Go ahead, Luani.
I don't know what we're expecting from tomorrow, but concerning the XG thing, I mean, we cannot displace it completely because SG is used to establish a predictable pattern, and of course, when you throw the human element into it, it becomes a different issue. Now, today, I've watched a lot of some of the Wolf game, and what struck me with them is they move the ball very well. They have players that have good fundamentals, and that allow them to move the ball from back to front pretty well. That's why.
Can I just say this, Luani? Can I just tell you, Luani? Both of them midfielders, so they usually play with Jairo Gomez and the other guy Matisse something. Both of them are out. Both of them are out. Only Andre's fit. So carry on. Both their
Yeah, but we have.
You see, the thing is that the thing is that when you have players that have good fundamentals and they can move the ball very well in the system, it doesn't matter too much who is out because the only difference between the starters and the people that are on the bench, if everybody have good fundamental, is not in the middle of the pitch, is at both ends of the pitch. That's why when Jarvis came up and said that their XG doesn't do them justice where they are, it kind of makes sense to me because you always have to watch the game and use the XG to make sense of the XG sometimes. So where I'm looking at us is performance wise. That's why I'm saying that performance wise, we don't deserve to. We don't have any God-given right to say that tomorrow's game we will win it because we haven't performed to the level of I think to the level that I think we should. But if we win tomorrow, is still not going to make any difference, because long term, the youth project is in the bin, and I'm not going to roll with a manager that's not giving me anything to see in the future. So, this is where I stand. I'm out with this project.
I think he's out as well. The Belgrade Gomez is out. I think they're all Gomez. 3 midfielders are out tomorrow. So yeah, Jarvis, go ahead. You got the last word.
Yeah, to answer my own question when it comes to, I said in the beginning, Amorim needs to be sacked, but maybe it's a little bit too emotional, too rash of a decision, because I have to try to understand how actually Sir Jim Ratcliffe is thinking under these circumstances, because about a year ago, they sacked Ten Hag after winning 2 titles. He just won the FA Cup. He bought a couple of new players, and or was it 3 or 4 players? And after 8 or 9 games, he got the sack, sitting 8th or 9th or something in the league. So obviously that wasn't good enough for Ineos. But during this period, now they picked their man. So for me, we all know it's a vanity project for Jim Ratcliffe. He will never sack Amorim, not this soon. So he will stay regardless if we win or lose against Wolves. And I think it comes down to not that it's a vanity project and that it trust Amorim to come good. It's also about repeating the cycle, because he knows a new manager will cost money. New players will have to come in. Club will waste money, and we don't have any money to waste, and repeat. So I think he's still calm when it comes to this Amorim debate. I think it's too soon, and it will not happen. And also, I don't think it's a very difficult fix. If we bring in 2 midfielders in January, I think a lot of our problems will be solved. It's not that complicated. Certain parts of our squad is actually functioning. I think the defense is okay. The goalkeeper is okay. I think the 3 forwards are okay. If we get the right profiles in midfield, and then go on to the next project, and that will be wing backs. I see Amorim. He demands a lot. He demands positional discipline. Go figure. Why do you play Bruno? It's about structured pressing. It's about having defenders who can cover space, come in, be athletic, midfielders who can cover huge spaces, because a midfield too has to be involved in the defensive play and the attacking play all the time. And, we don't have legs in that midfield. And, our forwards need to be more aggressive. And we probably need a second striker to come in and also be helpful, because it seems that Sesko is a little bit of an injury-prone player, but time will tell when it comes to this. But I think Ratcliffe will keep Amorim for now, regardless of the result tomorrow. I will probably sit here tomorrow if we lose, to say sack him now, because I'm emotional. I don't think it's acceptable, but I think this is where we are, and we just have to accept it. It's a project. It will last at least 2 more years.
I genuinely do not have the faith, and I disagree with some of the analysis, Jarvis. I don't think it's just a midfield. I don't think he believes in playing through the midfield. He doesn't believe in that. And in the Premier League, if you don't believe in structuring through the midfield, then you're going to get found out. You're going to get found out. I think the wing-backs are not good enough. You need to get proper seasoned-in wing-backs who know what they're doing in terms of the rhythm. And I don't see any other thing else in his play other than the tactics that he deployed against Liverpool and what Forest blew it out the water. He's not done it since Forest, because Forest showed everybody in the Premier League that skill is not working. That setup is not working, where we try to compete for second balls. We were beaten up by West Ham with my own eyes on Thursday. I saw it with my 2 eyes. I don't need XG. I don't need this stat to tell me shit. I saw it with my 2 eyes, and I saw us get fucking physical, out bullied, out strength. I saw us get battered. I saw Juan Bissaka do a fucking job like you predicted, Jarvis. You predicted it the day before when we did the preview, and you said, forget about it. That right-hand side is going to be locked up. The reason why you were confident, because we don't have anybody in our team that's going to trouble Wan-Bissaka. Instead, it was the other way around. He could have had a red card. On another day, he could have got a red card. He made 2 reckless challenges.
To be fair, there's no one in the world. To be fair, there's no one in the world who can say they got the better of Wan-Bissaka. There's not a player alive right now. I can say from PSG to Barcelona to
Sean,
Man City to anyone.
Sean,
I just wanted to be fair. That's all.
No, Sean, we're not talking about Sean. There are, you know what they say? There are 100 million different ways to skin a cat, my friend. Scozy, you're fine. I'm not going to skin you. I ain't going to skin you. Let me just say this. Scozy, you're fine. I'm not going to skin you. But I'll say this to you. The way that the other teams would catch Wan-Bissaka out, it wasn't by getting him one-on-one. Yeah, one-on-one, you're 100%. One-on-one, he is brilliant. But what I'm talking about, how to positionally unsettle him, how to do the switch diags quickly so he does not cover in time. All of those things, that's how other teams used to do it. So what I'm saying to you, Manchester United did not attack that side because we don't have that set up. We the Ineos, Glazers don't have the fucking game plan. They don't have people in charge with a game plan to unsettle a player. We all know his weaknesses. He's been in Manchester United, and we all knew when teams do the quick switch diag, he's always out of position. And at times, you could get in front of him or at the back of him. You can go at the back of him or you can come inside of him. And United conceded goals. So I'm afraid I agree with you, the one-on-one. But there's many different ways to skin a cat. Just because a player is good on one-on-one, it don't mean jack. Go ahead, Alga. You're the last word. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of end the stream with a little bit of deluded positivity. So my prediction is
let's have it.
Yes, it's going to be 4-1, one of our best games of the season. Let's have it. And Luani is a legend. Let's go, glory, glory. Luani.
Love it. Let's go. That's the energy.
Jarvis, you said that.
Helga, any drugs left?
Helga's still celebrating the Vikings win. He's still celebrating the Vikings win. He's still high.
Wait, but why are we acting like if we win 4-0, you guys are going to come and say, oh, wow, it's a good game? The result is that it's going to be Wolves anyway, right? So, Helga, whether we win 4-0 or 6-0, the conversation is still going to be how shit Wolves are. And why it doesn't mean anything for Ruben Amorim. So I back you, honestly. 4-0 to United. Let's go.
Jarvis, Jarvis said that we get into midfielder, right? Jarvis said if we get 2 midfielders, that will upgrade the team and advance the Amorim project. We are already upgraded in the attack and we upgraded in the defense. Whether you read it or not.
Last time show on that.
Where I'm just give me like 10 seconds, right? Where I'm coming from is that I'm itching toward the fact that modern football is not won in the midfield anymore. Midfield serves to control the game, but I think football is now won on both ends of the pitch. Whether your strikers are clinical or whether your defenders are mistake-prone, eventually, that's why a lot of coaches are deciding to bypass the midfield now. If you can go back to front quickly and convert your chances, now there is a psychological... Huh?
This is a world where there's Rodri, where the best players in the world right now, Rodri, Declan Rice, the guys in Barcelona, Pedri, and what's the other guy's name? In Madrid, if Bellingham isn't there, no party. If you look at all the teams in the world right now, the engines of those teams right now, PSG, thank you, Neves.
Listen,
the engines of those teams are in the midfield.
I'm going to end it there because Luani's had a howler. Tonight,
I say I'm itching. I'm itching.
Listen. Thank God you're not driving tonight because you would have probably crashed the truck.
One more thing, just very quickly. We're all about asking what the real conversation should be. The real question should be is, when are these riots happening? That's all I want to say. When are they happening? When are they happening?
4-1.
They're not happening. Listen, big up to every one of you. Please make sure you check out these peoples. Jarvis, Tactical Devils, Bowley, BOLE77 on X, Moani 1979. Make sure you check out Don Colli. I can't say that last word. I'm dyslexic. Ben, make sure you check out Elmo 39. Colliano. Elmo 39 and then on Twitch, Elmo 20 and Elmo 20 on TikTok. Bumbaye, you'll never see him anywhere else. Free Palestine, free the Congo, free Sudan, free anywhere where people are oppressing, free Lebanon, free Syria, free Iraq, free everywhere where people are oppressed. Tiggery, where everybody's oppressed. Solidarity and love. F the military machine. F Donald Trump. Leave my people
Yes.
alone. You absolute orangutan of a man. Take care. Peace, love, and light. And I apologize to the orangutans. They're lovely, lovely, lovely creatures. So you piece of trash, Trump. And that's my words, not anybody's. Good night.